Welcome to the Fearful Fright series, where we will be reading with our favorite green ghoul, Grimmer. Now sit back and enjoy this twisted tale. Today our story is called The Forest That Counts the Dead. Everyone in Shirokawa knew not to camp in Aokigahara no Okabori, a lesser-known forest north of Fuji that didn't appear on tourist maps. Locals didn't call it a suicide forest. They called it Kazoru Mori, the counting forest. Because something there counted you. It was late autumn when Riku Matsuda, Emi Takahashi, Haruto Koyama, Naoko Fujinami, and Daichi Sato decided to camp there anyway. They were university friends from Tokyo, loud and careless, the kind of people who treated warnings like folklore meant to be mocked. Riku brought the tent. Haruto brought beer. Emi brought her expensive camera. Naoko brought her nervous laughter. Daichi brought nothing but a smirk and a voice that said, "Ghosts aren't real." The forest swallowed their car the moment they parked. The trees were wrong, too close together, their trunks dark and scarred as if burned long ago. Moss hung in sheets. The air smelled metallic, like old rain mixed with rust. Their phone signals died immediately. "Relax," Daichi said. "It's just dense forest." But the path behind them was already gone. They didn't notice at first. They set up camp before sunset. No birds. No insects. Even the wind seemed afraid to pass through the trees. Emi tried to take photos, but every picture came out blurred, except one. In the background, behind Naoko's shoulder, was a woman in white. Her hair hung over her face. Her feet didn't touch the ground. Emi didn't show anyone. Not yet. Night came too fast. The fire burned low no matter how much wood they added. Shadows bent toward them, stretching longer than the flames should allow. Somewhere deep in the forest, a sound echoed, wood knocking against wood. "Talk, talk, talk." Haruto laughed. "Woodpecker." "No," Naoko whispered. "That's footsteps." They heard it again. "Talk. Closer." Then a voice. Soft. Female. Counting. "Ichi." Everyone froze. "Did you hear that?" Riku asked. "Probably someone messing with us," Daichi said, though his face had gone pale. "Ni." The voice came from behind the trees. Slow. Patient. Naoko stood up. "I don't like this. We should leave." "Relax," Daichi said again, and that was when the voice whispered right beside him. "San." Daichi screamed. The fire went out. Total darkness swallowed the campsite, thick and suffocating. When the fire came back, just a flicker, Daichi was gone. His sleeping bag lay open. No footprints. No sound of him running. Just empty space where he'd been sitting. Riku shouted his name until his voice cracked. The forest didn't answer. But the counting continued. Yawn. They tried to leave at dawn. The compass spun uselessly. Every direction led deeper into the forest. Trees rearranged themselves when they weren't looking. Naoko swore she saw the same rock pass them 3 times. By noon, Haruto vanished. He'd walked 10 steps ahead. One blink, gone. No scream. No struggle. Just silence. That night, Emi finally showed them the photo. Riku stared at it. That wasn't there. "I know," Emi whispered. "I think. She follows people who don't belong." As if summoned, the trees creaked open. She stepped into the firelight. The Yurei wore a burial kimono, soaked black at the hem as if she'd been standing in water for centuries. Her neck bent at an unnatural angle. Her face, pale, cracked, eyes empty sockets of shadow. Her mouth opened. "Go," she said softly. Naoko sobbed. "She's telling us to leave." The ghost tilted her head. "No." Her jaw stretched wider than humanly possible. "Go. Missing." She raised one finger. Roku. Naoko disappeared mid-scream, her body folding inward like paper pulled through a slit in the air. Emi collapsed. Riku ran. He didn't know how long he ran, minutes, hours, days. The forest never changed. Always the same trees. Always the same shadows. The counting followed him, always one number behind his breath. Nana. Hachi. Q. Finally, he reached a clearing. In the center stood a stone shrine, broken and forgotten. Beneath it were piles of shoes, backpacks, cameras, phones, and bones. The ghost stood waiting. Why? Riku cried. Her voice softened. Long ago, she said, campers burned this forest for warmth. They trapped my village. We died counting the flames, counting the screams. Now I count you. She stepped closer. Ju. Riku felt his body turn cold. Heavy. Transparent. He understood then. The forest didn't kill people. It kept them. Weeks later, hikers found a campsite. 5 sleeping bags. 5 backpacks. 5 photos left neatly on a tree. In the last picture, the forest stood empty. Except for 6 figures watching from between the trees. And a whisper, drifting endlessly through Kazoru Mori. Juchi. Juni. The forest is still counting. And it's never finished.